All verse rising, soul family, all verse rising. This is going to be part 2 on the reason why my mother's side of the family that have Freemasons have huddled up against me since the day I was birthed to make me be the sacrificial lamb, because they was afraid of my ancient God star galactic celestial multiverse power as a spiritually awake dark-skinned melanated male. And let me tell you why, man. You know, they was so afraid of me growing my hair out as a child to be like very long, because if my hair has never been cut as a child all the way up to my ages in my 20s as I am right now, you know, the jealous, gaslighting, agent, organic portal family members of mine on my mother's side that just don't want me to be happy in my life and my journey to connect with spiritual beings, they made sure that my hair was always cut so I would not be spiritually connected to the African, Caribbean, the melanated Middle Eastern, the melanated Asian countries, and any form of melanated countries that's connected to the father and motherlands of this multiverse, man. Another thing too, a lot of my agent and gaslighting Freemason family members on my mother's side had huddled up against me to make sure that my goals are always downplayed. Like, that's so sad. Like, you know, every time I had a goal, every time I had a liking to do something, like saying like, oh, I wanna go to this place and be able to connect with soulful vibrational beings for my fun experiences. And the jealous agent Freemasons, soulless vibrational family members on my mother's side, they always like downplay me and things like that, man. And that hurts, man. That hurts hard. And like, you know, that's the reason why my family members on my mother's side that originated from the so-called European white folks was the reason why they had me suffer in the South, man. You know, because, man, bro, it's so sad how, you know, our life is so predetermined in this so-called matrix. Like, you know, when it comes to family members and things, like the family members that's not spiritually awake, you know, they tend to be able to do anything that they choose to do, anything that they would like to do. Like the family members that are like a royal bloodline Freemasons, they if they wanted to go to another country right now, they can do that and they won't get downplayed. Like a lot of my female cousins on my mother's side, like, you know, the Mia Chanel Davises of the world and her siblings and all that shit, and, you know, other royal bloodline Freemason family members on my mother's side, anytime they want to go somewhere to another country or somewhere and have fun experiences, they can do that. But if I had a goal, a liking to be able to do something that I would like to do, I'm the one who gets downplayed for it. And it's interesting too, because, you know, the Mia Chanel Davises of the world, they're like Freemasons, you know, they'll have the audacity to tell my mother, like, you know, the fun time they had in another country, just for my mother to tell me, just to rub it into my face to try to make me angry, which it always fails. But it's irritating because I know, like, I was supposed to be the one to have fun experiences in my life, in my journey. But, you know, for the people that had to make me be the sacrificial lamb, man, they knew what they was doing. They knew that I was a highly talented, spiritually awake, dark-skinned male. Just because I was a dark-skinned male that was spiritually awake, connected to African, Caribbean, melanated Asian, melanated Middle Eastern cultures, a lot of those agent, organic portal, matrix, narcissistic, gaslighting, toxic family members on my mother's side that was so jealous of my spiritually awake nature, they had to make sure I had to suffer in the southern states of USA in the racist, evil ass, colonizing slavery, Louisiana, to make sure I always been suffering over the years, man. I could have had a lot of great things in Senegal, Sierra Leone, Nigeria, Ghana, you know, Ghana, Haiti, Jamaica, Barbados, the list goes on. Any melanated country where my Unk Life, God Star, Celestial, Ancient, Spiritually Awake, Multiverse culture is supposed to be, that's where I was supposed to be, man. Like, seriously. You know, and a lot of my family members don't know. A lot of my family members on my mother's side, they just don't know me like that. They always have assumptions of me, of thinking like what they thinking, how they would. Man, bro, they have so many assumptions of me to just assume things about me based on their false perceptions of me, of how they feel about themselves with their hate towards me, because they mad because like I could be able to make photo art that they can't. So they always downplay it. I can make music the way that they can't. They downplay it. Bro, they never see me do martial arts, but if they was to even catch a wind of it, they'll be highly jealous and be like, "Oh, you're not going to go far with that. Oh, you're not going to go far with this music. You're not going to go far with this photo editing business thing." And guess what, man? A lot of my fake ass cousins on my mother's side that appeal and just conform to this European Freemason whitewashed slave owner demon system, man, they always get congratulated for the matrix things that they do. They get a lot of my fake ass cousins that are Freemasons, they get congratulated for fitting in the Freemason European whitewash societies that was always against melanated people. But me, when I stand up for melanated culture in this multiverse and I pursue my godly purpose, which is pursuing my talents, I'm the one who gets hated for that, right? My mother and a lot of my other family members on my mother's side who just don't know me well, man, like they know, like, man, they know for sure, like my martial arts and everything about everything that expresses my personality is wasted in the South. I can't, like, bro, I can't do much in the southern states of USA. They know I can't. They know I can't, because I'm a martial artist and I'm a track runner and all that stuff. And look, man, my jealous family members who huddle up against me to be against me since the day I was birthed, they knew I could be an amazing track runner, a good, iconic, godly martial artist, a musician, everything. But guess what? Just because I was a dark-skinned male that's spiritually awake, they had to treat me like shit subliminally, and always had to downplay my goals just because it wasn't a part of the whitewash European slave owner demon system, because they wanted to be consumers of the society, while I was the one who chose to be the inventor, because I'm the only inventor on my mother's side of the family, while my cousins and aunties, uncles, whoever that are like Freemasons, man, bro, they just not on my level, and they were just never meant to be my spiritual family. Like, seriously, man, because like one thing about me that a lot of my hating cousins don't know about me, I am an ancient celestial God star, Unk Life, dark skinned, melanated, humanoid extraterrestrial male that is a savior and healer and a Hioka Cronoa empath legend edgelord omnigod of this multiverse, in this timeline and alternate timelines, right? Man, bro, like, my mother's side of the family didn't want me to shine with track, martial arts, music, photo editing, creating, anything that I was talented in, bro. They didn't want that. And I'm gonna tell you this, man, like, look, it's sad. It's very, very sad. Like, it took me many days later to make a part 2 to talk about this, man. Like, I'm just so tired of expressing this. Like, for my soul family out there that catch a wind of this topic, man, come save your boy, Jules Souls. Come save your boy, man. That's all I gotta say. Just come save me from this terror in the southern states of USA. Man, I would love to be in Mexico, Ghana, Senegal, Nigeria, any African, any Middle Eastern, any Asian, any Caribbean, any melanated country where a lot of dark-skinned melanated males always go beyond their full potential and be happy with their journey at. I need to be there. Like, my family members knew when my dark-skinned melanated appearance was birthed, they knew I deserved to be in the Caribbean, African melanated, Asian melanated, Middle Eastern melanated, Mexican countries and all that, man, because they knew that was best for my growth. But they hated on my genius professor nature since the day I was birthed, that they had to make me suffer in the southern states of USA. Like, that's very sad, right? I have family members tell me, like, man, it's just some people that got it out for you. And it's funny they had to tell me that because they never wanted me to succeed in my goals. They told me this because I was a dark-skinned male that was spiritually awake, representing Ankh life spirituality of melanated multiverse culture of the Africans, Caribbeans, Middle Eastern, Asian, Mexican continents, countries, just the whole multiverse in general, man. They didn't want that for me. They didn't want me to be a track runner. They didn't want me to be around soulful vibrational beings every day in like, places like, Colorado, California, New York, New Jersey, any melanated culture place where a lot of soulful beings would just love me for me. And bro, I should have had that childhood and teenage years, and currently up to my age of 20s where I'm just loved by every soulful vibrational being. And I have soulful vibrational beings to be able to work out with every day and like create fun memories with every day. I could have had a lot of soulful vibrational women in my childhood, teenage years, all the way up to my 20s if my family members on my mother's side was not hating on me from the beginning for me being a spiritually awake, chosen one, dark-skinned male. I could have had all the soulful, joyful, fun memories and experiences, because I hate everything that I experienced in the southern states of, being gang stalked by racist police officers, hateful ass women in Louisiana that always wanted to see me fail. My family members on my mother's side had tried to, they set me up for that damn failure that I experienced, that I didn't need to experience. I didn't need that experience. The experiences I needed was in the Middle Eastern, Asian, African, Caribbean, Mexican countries. My melanated countries are where melanated people came from. That's where my spiritually awake, dark-skinned, melanated presence needed to be. But no, a lot of my family members was hating on me, downplaying my goals and shit like that. Imagine your own mother and you're a dark-skinned spiritual male. You tell her you would like to go do this, but then she tell you, how you gonna get to the mountains? What's your plans? Just like straight hating just because she wasn't able to do it. Because like there's some mothers out there, there's some fathers and mothers and uncles and aunties out there that will literally, play favoritism. They'll go on trips and visits with their Freemason nephews and nieces and shit like that to do fun things. But when it comes to the spiritually awake, chosen one, dark-skinned male, oh, they don't want the dark-skinned spiritually awake. They don't want the spiritually awake dark-skinned male relative to succeed. Like, that's crazy, man. Like, that's sad. Like, bro, I never did any fun things with none of my cousins or, any family members because they were just not on my level. They're not connected to Ankh life spirituality. They're connected to the so-called evil ass European slave owner Freemason white folks wave of living. It's fucking sad, bro. Like, who the fuck I look like wanted to get fingerprint just to get validated to do things, when my godly purpose on this planet is to pursue my talents. Like, come on now. Like, come on, man. Like, seriously. But this is all I got to say for now. I'm not going to say anymore. My soul family will come save me from the southern states of USA, and I can be able to be free in the Mexican or Middle Eastern or Asian or African or Caribbean countries where my dark-skinned, melanated, spiritually awake Unc Life God Star presence deserves to be what I should have been as a child. You know? Man, bro, let me tell you this too, because, like, bro, the last thing I'm gonna say is a lot of my hating ass family members on my mother's side who had me be a sacrificial lamb just because I was a spiritually awake, dark-skinned male connected to melanated spirituality that was against these so-called European Freemason demonic systems. You see, when it came to my talents and all that stuff, I never had got support from my mother's side of the family because they was always hating on me and shit. But they will always rack up money fast for some funerals. They'll rack up, people on my mother's side will rack up money fast for funerals, but they will never rack up money fast for me to fulfill my talents and my goals, to be able to connect to every soulful vibrational being in this multiverse. They wouldn't do that. But that's all I gotta say. Soul family, for those that see this, man, my soul family, drop your location in the comment section and tell me when I can come to you, or whenever you are ready to come pick me up, you know, to take me away from the southern states of USA that's hindering my potential, because I haven't did martial arts, I haven't did music, because I had to take a break in the evil ass soulless vibrational gang stalking environment that a lot of my evil ass hating ass agent organic portal matrix Freemason family members on my mother's side has set me up to be in, for me to be stressed out and be suffering, which is not fair to my development. Because there's family members out there on my mother's side that knows I like martial arts, and I knows I want to be around soulful vibrational beings, but they don't want that for me. And to my cousins out there, like the Mia Chanel Davises and the other cousins that be going to all these different countries and stuff and never invite me, fuck you, screw your life, screw and fuck all my hating ass family members on my mother's side that had me suffer in the southern states of Louisiana, of USA, to have my potential be fucking wasted in my childhood and teenage years. Like, fuck you. That's all I gotta say, man.